Hey traders, David Frost, My Strategic Forecast. You're here for another episode of Common Sense Market Analysis. Today is Wednesday, February 5, 2025. We're looking at a daily chart of the SPY or Spider, which is the proxy for the S&P 500. What do we have on the docket today? Well, we have another follow-through day, and remember, let's start with this. Above all the moving averages, the trend is your friend. However, we do have a pattern possible situation going on. We have a gap down and we have a rally back, a failure, another gap down, a rally back. We don't know whether we're going to get another gap down or not. I'm just bringing it to the forefront as I've done the last couple of nights. We always want to keep focus on, never lose sight of the weekly chart or the big picture. Above all the moving averages, the trend is in fact your friend. Nothing wrong with this chart, period, full stop. From yesterday, we don't have much of a material change on the chart. The spiders are up about $2 today. The market happens to still be open as I begin this video. Just starting her a few minutes early. There's not going to be any material change between now and 4 o'clock, which is about 3 minutes from now as I record this. What about the Lazy Swing Trader Automagical Algo System? We had another profit target hit today. We had a buy alert at 255.89 in Amgen. It was a few weeks ago. Profit target. This wasn't the first profit target, but this was a profit target hit today. Nice trade in Amgen. Risk-free, emotionless trades. How you doing? Go check out the performance of the Lazy Swing Trader. Go to lazyswingtrader.com. At the bottom of the page, give it a couple of seconds to load and you'll get the performance of the last bucket full of trades. What about inside the numbers? What's going on there? Did anybody make any money today inside the numbers or in the live room? And the answer is, you bet your bottom dollar. We'll start with today's pivot coming in at 598.55. How you doing? If I put that line on the chart here on the daily chart, you could already see where that's rubbing up against today's low, isn't it? There's a 5-minute chart. Right of the vertical is today's activity. And as you can see, low of day here was 598.58 by 3 pennies. Sometimes they come up short, other times they spike them through. We had a plethora, trader term, plethora of traders in this trade on the long side nailing low of day, going for the ride. We even had some shorts that covered in front of 598.55. That deserves a how do you like dem apples and a how you doing. Let's check it out as we get closer to the opening bell. What are we talking about? The thieves in the morning have traded in the northbound lane away from the pivot towards 600.40. So that's an important number, and I would say that turned out to be an important number, 600.40. You can see here it's support. You can see they got above it early in the day, right at the opening bell, and then they got right back down under it, and guess what? That then opened the door for 598.55 as discussed in real time in the live room. Above on candle closes opens the door for a zone between 601.15 and 601.65, give or take. And there you have it. There's a 601.15 as we populate the page. And this is all before the market's even open. But wait, there's more. Remember, pause the video, read the notes, go back to the chart to double check the work. Look at 10:07. There's your base hit with potential. Nice trade at 10:15. We cited this early around 0 dark 30 today. Now watch what happens a little bit later as they start to push up. You got to put some more numbers on the board. So we had some more numbers on the board. If they get above certain stuff, it opens the door for the next. If above, they'll run a test of yesterday afternoon highs around 602 and a quarter up towards 603.50. That's the leg higher towards 603.50. And you could see here at the end of the day how that was important. They hit it, they backed off, and then into the closing bell, they had what we call in the trading parlance a little bit of a jam session in the last, let's say, 10 minutes of the trading day. A jam session. What about stocks on the move? So we had A bunch on the board today. We had 3 that hit their entry objectives. 1 jumped the target. I'm going to talk about that in a moment. 2 others, Amazon and Google, hit their entry objectives. Let's take a look at those charts also. We're going to look at FMC, the last one, jump target. It's very interesting. I'm going to show you what happened today in the live room and just another way that we make money. There are plenty of ways to make money each and every day in the live room, inside the numbers. Stay with me. Amazon, 235.27 on the board at 0 dark 30. They missed it at the open. They came back to run a test of it. They bounced off of it. It's not in the manner in which, but we leave this one saying, hey, look, the numbers work. Same story with Google. They opened up, dropped them immediately, came up short of the second number, spiked it back up, came in to touch the second number, and rallied back up to above the first number. We know this is an important zone, and what we also know is the numbers work. Now, FMC. So 39.38 was the last number on the board, so she opened below the number. So this one is technically off the board. Nothing to do from a stocks on the move perspective. We just ignore it and we move on. However, in real time in the live room, we have other options. So a trader, for example, will say, hey, do you have any other numbers in FMC? It's trading below the third number. So obviously I've done the work as the live room is opening. I know the question is coming. So I say, yeah, we have a number. It's 34.75. Traders in the live room took 34.75. You could see this candle here, 36.13 high. Doesn't look like much on this 5-minute chart, but guess what? From a day trading perspective, that's a tremendous gainer. You're looking at like 3%. And they certainly went higher later. Traders in the live room, nice trade in FMC. This whole thing is about making money. If you can't make money, it's not worthwhile. You make money in the live room, inside the numbers, lazy swing trader. I'm here to help you make money. I'm here to show you that it's possible to make money using the market as a money-making tool. What about Camp IWM? What's going on over there? Up 1% today, about $2.50, right into and above the 50-period moving average. Remember, we were zeroing in on this bullish, flaggish situation before the breakdown on the gap down on Monday. Now we've had the Monday reversal. She finished okay on the day. The Tuesday follow through, the Wednesday follow through, right back up like it never happened. Above all the moving averages, the trend is what? Repeat after me. The trend is your friend until she throws your shit out the window. We will be very interested to see the weekly close. Where does she close by Friday at 4 p.m.? Right now, she's above all the moving averages on the weekly time frame. Will that stick for another 2 days? Remember, above all the moving averages, the trend is your friend. However, we do have a divergence in terms of the position on the chart when you look at the IWM against the weekly of the SPY, which they're flirting with the former highs. The IWM is a considerable amount away from the highs. And then we have Team Transports, same routine, considerable amount away from the former highs. You go to the daily chart and you say, well, this is just a couple of day bounce off of the 200-day moving average once again. Is this moving average going to hold again? Are they going to get above this breakdown candle high? The high is 16,252 and change. They get above that and they trade up into the moving averages. That would be a positive for the bull case to get back above the moving averages for Team Transports. Write that down. Put it on a sticky note. What about the Q people? Looks similar to the spiders. You had another follow-through day, up about 0.5%, positive day. No harm, no foul, nothing to see here. Above all the moving averages, the trend is in fact your friend. You go to the weekly chart, looks similar to the spiders. They're near the all-time highs. They're grinding higher. They're riding the 20-period moving average. There's nothing wrong with this chart until there is. At present, we're the umpire calling balls and strikes. There's nothing wrong with this chart today. You want to make a case we have some lower high situation? Absolutely, that's fine. Get above that trend line, that gets wiped off the deck, and they'll go test or retest the former high. What about the financials? The XLF up 1% today. Anything wrong here? No. Anything to see here? No. Above all the moving averages, trend is your friend. If there's nothing wrong with the financials, it's unlikely there's anything wrong with the structure of the market as a whole. If the financials roll over, different story. They're not rolling. They tried to roll over. They got a rescue operation. They're right back up to the highs. Looking at the weekly chart just to confirm the position, you had a big rescue week here, right back up to the highs, around the highs. They're flirting with the highs. They're at all-time highs for the most part. Period. Big up day for Smashmouth, the semiconductor space, up over 2%, over $5, right into the convergence of the 150 period moving average. Remember, below all the moving averages, trend is your friend. Recapture the moving averages, the trend is your friend. It's just changing as we speak in real time. If they recapture these moving averages, it's going to open the door to go fill the gap. And then all of a sudden you have a situation is, what sell-off? What are you talking about? Weekly chart, recapture the 20-week moving average by the end of the week. For example, it opens the door to go fill the gap. And then you're right back to nothing wrong with this, nothing to see here. Tremendous volume last week on the gap down week, but we're recovering. We'll see how she finishes the week. It's all based on Friday's close. Where does she close Friday at 4 p.m.? Just a little tidbit or two that I want to discuss with you before we wrap up this session. Here's a picture of crude oil. So crude oil's been going down, down, down. The high was made basically middle of January before the inauguration. We're in the drill baby drill camp, so you would think that pricing pressure would necessarily, meaning a positive, would necessarily be put on the oil complex, push price down, price inflation goes down, meaning for the people buying gas at the pump, that should translate to lower prices. Makes sense. Here's a picture of gold futures. Now, gold continues to make all-time highs. Where are they now? How about 2,900? Is gold telling a different story? Who's buying gold? Why are they buying gold? Why is gold at all-time highs? Is it a safety trade? Is it a fear type of situation? Is gold rising on a fear of inflation? If there was fear of inflation, why wouldn't oil be going up? Oil's going down. It's deflating. There's a weekly chart of gold. Just food for thought. What's going on under the covers of the market? Have I told you how much I appreciate each and every one of you? Without you, these videos are not possible. That is true and accurate information. We're pulling the ripcord here today. I'm David Frost, My Strategic Forecast. Thanks again for tuning in to another episode of Common Sense Market Analysis.